Mr. Speaker, and it's a pleasure to follow my parliamentary neighbour, the member for Walsall, though he won't be surprised to learn that I take a slightly different view of the budget. The backdrop to this budget was a singular political claim made a month ago at the Conservative Party conference that austerity was over. Now, every government is responsible for the consequences of its policies, but with that claim, the Prime Minister and her government took particular responsibility for every closed library, every universal credit rent arrears, every service denied to people, having claimed that austerity was over. So let's look at what the budget really did. What the budget did was the Chancellor used an unexpected increase in tax revenues to fund the health service for the next few years. Now, I, of course, welcome extra money for the health service. Of course we do, though historically this is unexceptional in the rates. But what he did not do was end austerity on other services. If we take schools, for example, in the first decade of this century, with a Labour government, there was a 65% increase in funding per pupil per head. Since 2010, there has been a reduction in funding per pupil of 8%. That is the difference between a Labour government and a Tory government. And when the schools budget is cut, this is a cut in opportunity, it's a cut in social mobility, it's a reduction in the potential of people to make the most of their talents. It reinforces inequality. The same is true of crime. The greatest freedom people can have is to go about their daily business free of the fear of crime. In the West Midlands, we have lost 2,000 officers. We've got a 21% increase in violent crime, a 17% increase in people committing crimes with offensive weapons, a 23% increase in sexual offences. And now we're faced, because of pension changes, the prospect of losing another 450 police officers. This is an attack on people's freedom, and it strikes the poorest in our society more than others. So this budget does not present an end to austerity. But there is a particularly absurd nature about this claim in addition, which is it is being made as we are about to commit an act of enormous economic self-harm. The country needs hope, and having scapegoated Brussels, immigration and others, the tragedy of Brexit is that giving the country hope and a plan for the whole country is made much more difficult by the act of leaving.